Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to my channel. Today, in this video, we are going to learn a class 10 English chapter from your part 2 book. The name of the chapter is The Eyes Are Not Here, and it's written by Ruskin Bond. So let's move on. But before that, if you are viewing my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of my all the latest upcoming videos. Do watch the video till end, and if you like it, do hit the like button and share with your friends. And yes, students, you also have one good news at the end of this video. So do watch the video till end for that surprise and the good news. So let's move on and see about the author of the chapter first. So the author is Ruskin Bond, and he is one of the finest storytellers in English in India. He was born in Kasauli in 1934. He has written several novels, short stories, and books for children. He was awarded Padma Shri in 1999 for his contributions to children's literature. The Room on the Roof, written when he was 17, won the John Llewellyn Rhys Memorial Prize in 1957. Many of his stories are based on Missouri at the foothills of Himalayas where he lives. Okay, so this is about the author Ruskin Bond. He has written many several novels and short stories and books for children, and especially for the children's literature, he has been awarded with Padma Shri, and he usually writes the story which is based on Missouri, and that is a very beautiful place. It is situated in the foothills of Himalayas where he actually lives. He loves his area and he writes the stories based on that place. So let us see what do we have to learn in today's story. So moving on. Here, he says that I had a compartment to myself up to Rohana, and then a girl got it. The couple who saw her off were probably her parents. They seemed very anxious about her comfort, and the woman gave the girl detailed instructions as to where to keep her things, when not to lean out of the window, and how to avoid speaking to strangers. They said their goodbyes. The train pulled out of the station. So, students, here the narrator Ruskin Bond is very beautifully saying us the theme, the background of the story. He says that it's a compartment of a train and he was traveling till up to Rohana, the name of a station it is. Till there, he was all alone at the compartment, and then from there, a girl got in. And when this girl was getting in from that Rohana station, the couple was had come to say her off. Means they had come to leave her till the train, and probably they were her parents. And this was guessed by the narrator because he says that they seemed very anxious about her comfort. Like they were worried about her comfort. Like how will she have the comforts of the train? Will she able to travel properly? And they were instructing her by giving small detailed information like where to keep her things, how to take care of it, and when not to lean out of the window, and how to avoid speaking to strangers. All these instructions were given, and this showed that they were very curious and anxious about her comforts during her journey. And then they said their final goodbyes, and the train pulled out of the station. Means the train started to move. Then, as I was totally blind at the time, my eyes sensitive only to light and darkness, I was unable to tell what the girl looked like. But I knew she wore slippers from the way they slapped against her heels. It would take me some time to discover something about her looks, and perhaps I never would. But I liked the sound of her voice and even the sound of her slippers. Here, the narrator says that as he was totally blind at that particular time when he was traveling, and his eyes were very sensitive, and it was sensitive only to light and darkness. He could only feel that the light and darkness, and I was unable to tell that what the girl looked like. As he was blind, he was not able to identify and make out how the girl looked like. but he knew that she wore slippers because the sound was heard, because it slapped against her heels and it created a kind of sound when she walked, and that was heard by the narrator, and he could make out that yes, she was wearing slippers. And it would take some time for the narrator to discover about her, like to ask and inquire about her and to know more about her. And perhaps I never would, and he would not be able to know even if he did not ask, because he was not able to see her. He was not having her his eyesight there. Then, but I liked the sound of her voice and even the sound of her slippers. So he said, but I liked the sound of her voice, like the way she spoke, the sound when he heard, he said, I liked it. And even the sound of the heels, which was made from her slippers, were also good to listen. So he liked even that. Then he asked, are you going all the way to Dera? I must have been sitting in a dark corner because my voice startled her. She gave a little exclamation and said, I did not know anyone else was here. Then, when the narrator asked her that, "Are you going all the way to Dera?" the girl was a bit like she gave a startle. She was shocked to listen because she did not notice that someone is sitting there. So the narrator is saying that I must have been sitting in the dark corner that she did not notice me. I was not visible for her. So she's saying, I did not know that anyone else was also here in this compartment. Then, well, it often happens that people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them. They have too much to take in, I suppose. Whereas people who cannot see have to take it only the essentials, whatever registers most tellingly on their remaining senses. So, just a thought of a narrator here that he's trying to say that what happens often the good eyesight fail to see what is there in front of them. He never knew that what is happening because she said that I did not notice you. So that this was the thought that it came to the narrator's mind, and he started saying that the one who is having good eyesight, they are not able to see what is right in front of them, but whereas the one who's not having the eyesight, they notice each and everything which is essential for them. So like this he made a comment there. Then he says, I did not see you either, but I heard you coming. So writer, the narrator, Ruskin Bond, is also saying that I even did not see you, but I just heard you coming in. So he was saying in an indirect manner that because really he was not able to see, but he said in just an indirect manner here. I wondered if I would be able to prevent her from discovering that I was blind. I thought, provided I keep to my seat, it shouldn't be too difficult. Then he was wondering, he was saying that, oh, will I be able to prevent her from discovering that I was blind? He did not wanted to let her know that he was blind and he was not able to see. And he was trying to do all those things that it should not reveal, it should not come out that he was blind. And he just sat near his seat and he thought it will not be so difficult if I just sit in my seat quietly and just have a talk. Then the girl said, I'm getting down at Saharanpur. My aunt is meeting me there. So she started the conversation. She gave the information about herself that she is going to get down at Saharanpur stop and her aunt will be there to take her away from there. Then I had a better not be too familiar, I said. Aunts are usually formidable creatures. So he thought that it's better to keep quiet because if I become too friendly, then aunts will create problem there. "Now, where are you going?" she asked. To Dehra and then to Masuri. So our narrator is going to Dehra and from there he's going to Masuri. Oh, how lucky you are. I wish I were going to Missouri. I love the hills, especially in October. So even the girl, when she heard that he's going to Missouri, she also started giving her thoughts that even she wished to go to Missouri because the hills there are very good, especially in October. So she feels that how lucky the narrator is that he is being going to Missouri there. Okay, then. Further, she said, yes, this is the best time, I said, calling on my memories. The hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun is delicious, and the night you can sit in front of a log fire and listen to some music. Many of them, many of the tourists have gone. and the roads are quiet and almost deserted. Yes, October is the best time. So narrator again adds on to the conversation and he says that yes, exactly October month is the best time, and he just calls out his memories because he's been staying nearby and he just goes and comes every now and then. And then he explains that how the hills are covered with wild dahlias. It's a kind of flowers, and the sun is very delicious. The nights are very good. It's long. You can sit with the log fire, make a camp there. And you can listen to music, and you can enjoy the beauty and the nature of the Masuri. And he says that many tourists have come and gone from here, and now the roads are quiet and it's almost deserted. Means it's empty now, and yes, he says that October is the best time to visit this place. Then she was silent, and I wondered if my words had touched her, or whether she thought me a romantic fool. Then I made a mistake. What's it like? I asked. Then the girl became silent. So the narrator was wondering, like, why is she become so silent suddenly? Whether did I said her something? Whether she is moved by my words, or she's thinking me that I'm just a romantic fool. I'm trying to impress her, or I'm trying to ask her many things. Or simply I want to keep on talking. Then he says that I made a mistake, and I asked, "What's it like? Like, what is it outside there?" Now she seemed to find nothing strange in the question. Had she noticed already that I could not see? But her next question removed my doubts. So she did not say anything when he asked that question, what's it like? And he thought that she has already noticed that couldn't could I that I could not see. He was just shocked, like whether she has really came to know that I'm not able to see. But the next question what the girl asked removed all the doubts of the narrator. So the next question which she asked was, "Why don't you look out of the window?" she asked. When she answered like this, he got comfortable that he got, yes, my doubts are clear now. She has not noticed yet that I am blind, I cannot see. Then I moved easily along the berth and felt for the window ledge. The window was open and I faced it, making a pretense of studying the landscape. I heard the painting of the engine, the rumble of the wheels, and in my mind's eye, I could see the telegraph post flashing by. So now the narrator says that I just moved easily near my berth, near my seat, and got the I got the window ledge. Near the window, I started to see out from the window as if pretending that I am studying all the landscape. I'm seeing and enjoying the nature there. I was able to hear the engine's noise, the wheels rumbling, the sound of the wheels when it was running on the track, and everything was running in my mind. I could see from my mind's eye. I can make a clear picture of it, and I could see the telegraph post flashing by. Everything he could see on the side from the window. Then, have you noticed, I ventured, that the trees seem to be moving while we seem to be standing still? Then this was a simple statement which was made by the narrator here. Exactly when we are on the train and we are sitting still without any movement, and the train is moving, we feel as if the trees are moving in the opposite direction. So he's saying, did you feel that? Can you see that the trees seem to be moving while we are still standing? We are standing still without any movement. So she answers, that always happens. Then, do you see any animals? Hardly any animals left in the forest near Dehra. I turned from the window and faced the girl, and for a while we sat in silence. Then he again tried to converse by saying her that, do you see any animals here? Because hardly we can see any animals in the forest nowadays near Dehra because of so many ill treatment towards the animals and all those things. He tried to keep her busy in the conversation and not to make her know that he was not able to see. And then he turned from the window and he faced the girl, and then he just sat for a while in silence. Both of them were sitting in silence without any conversation. Then, you have an interesting face, I remarked. I was becoming quite daring, but it was a safe remark. Few girls can resist flattery. Then he says he just took all the courage and daring, and he just said her that she had an interesting face. And he said that few girls will resist to it if we say, but here it was a safe remark. There was he was not having any danger. She laughed pleasantly, a clear ringing laugh. So obviously when you comment or you give some compliment to a girl, she'll become happy, most of the girls. So even at that time she gave a pleasant smile, and just he got a safe remark at that time. It's nice to be told I have an interesting face. I'm tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. So she comments that, yes, it's nice that you told me that I have an interesting face, but actually I'm tired of people listening to people that they tell me that I have a pretty face. So this was the comment given by the girl again. So, oh, so you do have a pretty face, thought I. And aloud I said, well, an interesting face can also be pretty. So now he's thinking, when this girl says that I have fed up with the people telling me that I have a pretty face. So with that, the narrator make out that, oh, even you have a pretty face. He just thinks in the mind now. And loudly he said, okay, well, an interesting face can also be a pretty one. So he just commenting, because he was not able to see, now he came to know that yes, she is also having a pretty face, because she herself said that many people tell her and she's fed up with that. You are a very gallant young man, she said. But why are you so serious? So the girl says, you are such a daring and a gallant young man. But why are you sitting so seriously now? I thought then that I would try to laugh for her, but the thought of laughter only made me feel troubled and lonely. So then he thought I'll laugh at her comment, but because she feels that I'm so serious. But then he thought I'll again be feeling very lonely, so he did not express there. We'll be at your station. I said. He said that I'll be near your station, and I will just leave you or say bid you goodbye. Then thank goodness it's a short journey. I can't bear to sit in a train for more than 2 or 3 hours. Then he also said that, oh, good, that it's a short journey, because I cannot sit for more than 2 or 3 hours in a train because it's very hectic and tiredful. Yet I was prepared to sit there for almost any length of time just to listen to her talking. Her voice had the sparkle of a mountain stream. As soon as she left the train, she would forget our brief encounter, but it would stay with me for the rest of the journey and for some time after. Okay. Then he says that even though I am not fit, I'm not comfortable to travel more or have a long journey, here I was prepared to sit for almost any length of time just to listen to her talking, her voice, and the sparkle of the mountain stream. It was like a sparkle of a mountain stream, and I love to hear her. And as soon as she left the train, she would forget. And he was just thinking all this in mind, that as soon as she will leave the train, she will forget everything, our brief encounter, the conversation which we had, the meet which we had now, the talk which we had now. But it would stay with me, but I'll not be able to forget all those things. It will be with me, and I'll be remembering it in through the rest of the journey, and also after that maybe I'll be remembering and recalling everything. So these were the thoughts coming in the mind of the narrator. Then the engine's whistle shrieked, the carriage wheels changed the sound and rhythm. The girl got up and began to collect her things. I wonder if she wore her hair in a bun, or it was plaited, or if it hung loose over her shoulders, or if it was cut very short. Then he says that the engine started making a shriek sound, like it was going to have a brake on it. The motorman had put a brake, and the carriage wheels such sound, it was changing because it was about to stop there. And the girl started collecting her things, and she was just getting ready to get down at her stop. And the narrator was wondering, and he was thinking whether the girl had her hairs tied up in a form of bun, or she had plaited it, or it was hung loosely over her shoulders, or her hairs were very short, cut very short. All these things were coming in the mind of the narrator because he was not able to see, but he wanted to know everything. The train drew slowly into the station. Outside there was the shouting of porters and vendors and the high-pitched female voice near the carriage door, which must have belonged to the girl's aunt. So he says as the station drew nearer and nearer, it was about to stop. He could listen to the porters shouting. The vendors' noise was heard, and a high-pitched female voice was also heard near the carriage door from the door of the train, and he guessed that it would belong to girl's aunt. Goodbye, said the girl. She was standing very close to me, so close that the perfume from her hair was tantalizing. I wanted to raise my hand and touch her hair, but she moved away, and only the perfume still lingered where she had stood. See here how this narrator is getting attracted towards this girl, and he says that she was standing so close to me that I could smell the perfume of from the hair, which was tantalizing, which was very good. And he wanted to raise his hands to touch her hair, but she moved away, and only the perfume still was lingering or was there in the place where she was standing. You may break, you may shatter the walls if you will, but the scent of the roses will linger there still. Okay, as we have when we have a very good smell or a fragrance, it remains, it lasts long in your memories. So in the same way, he has added on this comment, this thought here, and then there was some confusion in the doorway. A man getting into the compartment stammered an apology, then the door banged shut, and the world was shut out again. I returned to my berth, the guard blew the whistle, and we moved off. Once again, I had a game to play with a new fellow traveler. Okay? So here there was confusion in the doorway while this at the station the train stops. We know that there usually is a confusion. Many of them get out, get down, and many of them get up of the board on the train. So man was getting up in the compartment and he stammered, like he said something and he was saying an apology, like he was saying sorry for something. And then the door banged, it was closed, and the world was shut out again. And the narrator returned to his seat, and the guard blew the final whistle, and the train moved away from the station. Once again, he said, I had a game to play with the new fellow traveler. Like again, he wanted to hide his blindness from the new traveler who was sitting in that compartment now, who got now from Rohana there, I mean from Saharanpur here in the compartment. He would again play a new game. Till now, he had played a game with the girl by not letting her know that he was blind. So, same game he'll be playing with the fellow traveler now who has come in. The train gathered speed, the wheels took up the song, the carriage groaned and shook. I found the window and sat in front of it, staring into the daylight that was darkness for me. So again, the train took a speed and it started running, and the narrator says that he was sitting near the window and just staring outside for the daylight, and which was really a darkness for him because he was not able to see anything. He did not have his eyesight. So many things happening outside the window. It could be a fascinating game guessing what went on out there. So he was just guessing what might be going out from the window, and he was just imagining and thinking because he was not really able to see it. The man who entered the compartment broke into my reverie. You must be disappointed, he said. I'm sorry, I'm not as attractive a traveling companion as the one who just left. So he said, when I was busy, the narrator says he is sharing his experience now that I was just busy looking outside the window and imagining different things, different what is happening outside. And this traveler who was sitting in the compartment now broke into my reverie. He just got inside me and he started again as saying me something like he was in a conversation now again. He's saying that you must be disappointed, like you might be not feeling good now because and he says that I'm sorry because I'm not as attractive as a traveler which was who has just left now. He meant to say that the girl who has just left now was very attractive, and I might not be so attractive for you as a companion here. So she was an interesting girl, I said. Narrator also added that yes, she was an interesting girl. Can you tell me, did she keep her long hair or short? Now the narrator was very curious to know about her hairs, like how had she done up, had she a long hair, or did she had a short hair, or what kind of hairstyle she was having. So the traveler said, I don't remember, sounding puzzled. It was her eyes I noticed, not her hair. She had a beautiful eyes, but they were of no use to her. She was completely blind. Didn't you notice? So now the travelers gives him one surprise by saying some, by opening some fact or some the true facts or characters or the quality of the girl, that yes, I did not notice her hairs, like what kind of hairstyle she was having, but yes, I did notice her eyes, and it was very beautiful. But they were of no use to her because she was completely blind. And then he asked the narrator, didn't you notice it? So now this was a surprise which was given, and it is a twist here that even the girl who had traveled here was a blind. And the writer came to know at the end now that even that girl was blind. How he was playing a game in the same way, even she, without making him notice, left the compartment. So this is how we come to end of the chapter, students. I hope you all have understood this the story. You liked my video, so thank you for watching my video. And yes, the good news is that you will be able to see the Hindi lessons, question and answers and explanations in fast classes. Okay, there's a one more channel which is bringing the Hindi explanation of 10th standard for you all. So I'll be sharing the link in the descriptions. You can go subscribe the channel and enjoy and learn to the fullest. I hope you will like it. So thank you.